time to vote Kribus for the best new creator of the year on the Golden Gnome Award.
Hold on. Okay, best new creator, Kribus. I've already voted, unfortunately, Kribus. I'm sorry. I think I put T Papa Slice down because he's the boy, he's the man, the homie. But maybe next time. Sorry.
Awards. So, if the 150 plus videos I've created this past year have meant
150,
anything to you,
150 videos in a year. That's maybe that might be almost as much as me. 150 videos in 1 year. That's a video every 2 days. He may have actually uploaded more than me. Holy crap. I don't even know if there's a way to tell how many videos I've uploaded. Maybe my analytics? Advanced mode? Is there a way to tell how many videos I've uploaded? Just video? Videos in the past 365 days. How many times have I uploaded? It only shows the top 50 results. God damn, that's a lot of videos. Mine would mix with streams too, so I probably would be over that technically because of my streams, but don't compare yourself to others, big mistake. You doing much better. This isn't me comparing them to see who's doing better, dude. Chill out. I just didn't realize that's a lot of videos. A lot of videos.
At all, consider voting for me. Link is in the description, and
it's a lot of work.
I promise I will get a permanent tattoo of a gnome child on my body. Okay, let's
Commit.
start the video.
Permanent tattoo.
Mwah. There is a saying in Estonian, "Suurtükk ajab suu lõhki," and it basically means that if you want too much of a one thing, you're gonna be disappointed. Oldschool RuneScape is gonna get its 24th skill at the end of 2023, and it's gonna suck. Unless we accept that it's gonna suck, then it's gonna suck less. I promise. This will all make sense.
I agree. I think if you, it's common to do that with almost anything in life, right? Like if you, like things get overhyped and then they suck because they don't live up to the hype. I think in the past, like couple years, especially in like the gaming industry, like look at Cyberpunk was hyped up and then was disappointed. It turned up a little higher. Excuse me, I absolutely can. Cyberpunk didn't live up to the hype. Disappointed. What's another game that did that as well? New World did that as well from Amazon. The only game I think that's been able to live up to the hype, other than actually Hogwarts Legacy, now think about it, is Elden Ring. Outside of that, I can't really think of many games that have been able to live up to the hype because people just want it, and then you don't get what you expect. So I think that's something important to think about and a very valuable point when it comes to talking about a new skill.
Video. So join me on this Walmart budget TED Talk. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this game has always had this beauty about its simplicity. You click 3, you see experience drop, dopamine go up. And it's been like that for over 20 years now, and it kind of works. Even the original game As We Go RuneScape 3 had that. Until they did something like this. There is no way golden bamboos are 1 million woodcutting experience per hour. My rates with event 20% bonus, best in slot perks, crystal hatchet, sanas, skill set, beaver choo-choo, rings, pulses, wood accumulators, urns, enhancers, leg wisdoms, band and premium bonuses, running world 84, scepter / coin hit, dorsal incense. I only average around 260k hours.
What the fuck is happening with woodcutting?
And all of that is kind of screwed as my private island only has 3 spawns. 3. Sorry. That last pick got me.
Did anyone understand a word of that? That's obviously RuneScape 3, but what the hell is going on with woodcutting in RuneScape 3? That was quite a mouthful.
Freaking RuneScape 3, I'm telling you, man. What happened to that game? Oh, that's so good. Okay, now, if you read that and thought, wow, I want that, you are out of your mind. Please leave now. The reason why I brought that specific example up is because that's what a lot of old school RuneScape players want from the new skill currently. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you are gonna be thoroughly disappointed. Take sailing for example. My god, have we seen so many ideas about sailing?
They're all
shit. The options here are quite endless, but overall it seems that people don't even want sailing. They just want new content. Raids, building, exploring, and it just keeps going.
GZ on the new personal best there, Kribis, 1 minute 59, just under the 2 minute kill. Too bad it was before the combat achievements came out, so he's gonna have to do it again. But nice work.
Listen to this and see if you can find any resemblance to what I said 1 minute ago. There is no way sailing my redwood boat across the Briftiness Sea to hunt the Queen Kraken while I get 20% bonus from my figureheads, best in slot good luck charms activated with the granite cannons, Davy Jones locker, pirate's outfit, Cyclops choice, ring of sailing, lighthouse bonus, octopus brain 10% expedition boost.
It's quite the fucking mouthful, isn't it? This is like, I am so happy to hear at least one other content creator. I don't think I've heard anyone but Kribis and myself. I might be missing someone. But as far as I've seen, personally, we're the only two in the content creator community that has spoken up and said no, hard no to sailing, because it's a shit idea. It's not smart for a skill. It is absolutely not the play. And it's just not, it's not what we need, man. It is, we can do so much better. It's such a half-assed idea.
Nut juice and crab legs gives you 250,000 sailing experience per hour with my mermaid tiers. And all of that is good because my private island only has 3 spawns. 3. I don't know if to cry or laugh. I don't know. I'll stop. I promise. Now you might be thinking, what are you talking about, Kribis? Well, all of these examples were taken from every single sailing concept we have seen so far. That's been upvoted by players on Reddit, Twitter, and YouTube. Trust me, I've done a lot of research on this, and I really tried to take the best bits from all concepts. And if you ask me if that's a skill I would love to see in Oldschool RuneScape, I would vote no.
Yeah,
not because I don't particularly
no
like it, but because as someone who has played RuneScape for 17 years, seeing hundreds of J-mods coming.
Skull a video on, boys. Man, Kribis is popping the fuck off in this video today. Is this just a giant flex? This is an excuse to flex his PBs and his big drops. God damn.
Go. Jagex is physically not capable of making all of that content to a point where I can enjoy it. I mean, damn it, it took them 7 months to figure out quality of life improvements last year. This is an entire new skill we're talking about. But, I will say that this is only my opinion, and I understand if you don't agree with this. One single loser who makes YouTube videos for fun and tries to enjoy this game. In the grand...
See, that's an opinion I always have as well. Like, why would someone listen to me, in my opinion? I'm just some asshole on the internet, just some straight white male preaching some hardcore facts and some premium 98 octane knowledge. But then I think about it, and I think when you get to a certain point as a content creator, you don't have a choice. People will listen to you and come to you for advice. People do it all the time, and I think it would be ignorant for me to suggest that people don't. So yeah, the whole why would people listen to me? It's it's more of a, I have to be aware that people do listen to me now, so I have to be more thoughtful about what I say when I want to do something like express my opinion on something like a new skill, which is something I think a lot of people don't realize that they do as well. At the same time, a lot of content creators that are bigger than me say some absolutely dumb shit, which I just realized, wish that sometimes they wouldn't say anything at all. Do you think sailing will bring more membership numbers? I don't think... I think it will bring... The sailing won't bring any new players. Like a new skill, I don't think will bring many new players to the game. I don't think that's a big selling point for RuneScape for people who have never played the game before. Why would they care about a new skill when they haven't played and done the other 24 skills? I think it will bring back some players. I don't think it's going to be huge for the membership numbers, though, to be honest. I listen to you not because you're a YouTuber, but because you're smart and play the game more than I. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think that's probably accurate. I don't think I'm a particularly smart person in general. I just think I have a better way of thinking about certain things. I think in terms of the way the game is and I guess like having a 2020 vision on development and the future of a game and the way the direction of the game may go. I think I have a pretty good a way of thinking about it for the most part, but there's definitely some people out there that come up with some fucking way better ideas than me. More players will leave the game compared to the amount that join. I don't think so. I think it'd be very hard for a skill to kill the game. A new skill killing the game isn't likely to happen unless it like completely fucks the dynamic of the game, which is why it shouldn't be a combat skill. If it's not a combat skill, it will likely not ruin the game. If it's a combat skill, then you're gonna have a problem because if you look at the polls and the surveys, I don't know if I can pull the numbers up. Let's try. Okay, this is something you need to take into account. Okay, if we go to polls, and I believe, let me zoom the fuck in. I believe it was community consultation poll. Now, if you look, PVMing and bossing, 76% of the player base do PVMing and bossing. The majority of the players in this game, PVM and boss. Then there's skilling, and then there's raiding. Questing involves a little bit of PVMing and combat. PvP is small, but it's still a thing to consider. So what you have to realize here is if we change something with combat, and it ruins it, and it goes backwards, it goes wrong, the majority of what the player base does is going to be affected. More than if it's like, if you bring out Indonesian basket weaving, and no one wants to do it, you're affecting you're affecting a smaller demographic. You could be affecting the skilling department for sure, but not to an extent where it feels essential. Whereas combat is essential to pretty much do most things in this game. That's why Snowflake accounts and like level 10 skill or level 1 skillers, sorry, level 3 skillers or whatever, can't do anything without doing combat. They're restricted by so much of the game content. I think, do you regret voting yes for a new skill? No, I do not. I want to see what Jagex shows us in their new skill ideas before I make a final decision on it. But I think we would be ignorant, and it would be a wasted opportunity for us to not see what they can at least propose to us. Did anyone enjoy dungeoneering? I enjoyed dungeoneering. I did. Conquering would be a dope skill, like campaigning to different regions. So campaigning to different regions. So let me just try to pull that example up though. So you would get a skill, and then you would level up that skill by campaigning, whatever that means, from Lumbridge to Varrock, or like from the Misthalin area into Mauritania. The reason that wouldn't work, if that's what you're pitching, is because, well, you can already do that free of charge. So now you're just taking something that is absolutely free, and you're turning it into a chore. To gain what benefit? I don't know exactly. And what does campaigning mean exactly? Like, that might work maybe 20 years ago, when the game was first being made and fleshed out, but like where the fuck are you going to campaign to in different regions when you can already teleport around the entire map and do whatever you want? I feel like you're just going to restrict a lot of content to be able to add new content to the game. It sounds kind of counterproductive. Selling, but pets are the minions? No. Sorry, summoning? No, summoning's a bad idea as well. Blacksmithing to add something like sharpening stones, like in World of Warcraft. We have smithing. The only thing that would kill this game is adding microtransactions beyond bonds or changing combat. No, I don't think so. I think microtransactions are totally fine and should come to the game, provided they're cosmetic. And that they don't affect the visual aspects of things like PvP. If they're purely cosmetic, I'm all for microtransactions. I think it'd be cool. I'd rather see a rework of smithing than a new skill. Well, I mean, you got Giant's Foundry. And other aspects, but you'll get a rework of smithing and a new skill at the end of the day. Like, it's not like they're never gonna rework other skills. They rework skills all the time. Woodcutting's getting forestry. That's coming very soon. Skills are getting reworked all the time. We're getting like 2 skill reworks a year. How will sailing change combat, by the way? I think I missed something. Sailing will likely not change combat. It depends on how it's pitched, though. I think sailing will just be a fucking disappointment and a waste of talent.
Game of things, my opinion is not that important.
This motherfucker just got a Void Waker hilt. This is just a video of flexing.
And, well, there lies problem number 2, my dear subscribers. We are never, and I mean never, gonna settle on a new skill. And here's
why. Well, no, no, of course you're not. It's human nature to never agree on everything, right? That was a 2 Callisto kill count Void Waker hilt, by the way. But of course we're never going to settle on a new skill as a majority. Like, well, maybe as a majority, but not as a whole. That's like that's like everyone agreeing on who should be the school captain at school. Not everyone's going to get the vote, right?
Why? What's gonna happen is our expectations of the new skill are gonna be set so high that we're just gonna be disappointed no matter the outcome, because all we're gonna do is contradict each other. So either of two things is gonna happen as a result. We're gonna end up with a skill that is impossible to implement in its current form, or we're not gonna agree on one choice, which leaves majority of the players upset. So you don't want a minigame style skill like sailing, but you also don't want another boring and tedious grind for hundreds of hours to get 99, like for instance agility or mining. And most importantly, you don't want a buyable skill, because that would mean whales would have advantage over sardines. Now, I'm sorry to say that, but we're gonna have at least one of those three options, no matter what. Either it's
I don't know if it's gonna be one of those three options, no matter what. Because you got, I don't think it's hard to determine a buyable skill, right? Like, what is a buyable skill? Herblore? Herblore's a buyable skill. Fletching's a buyable skill. Smithing is a buyable skill. Would you say construction is a buyable skill? Because you can buy the planks and then go and use it, right? Okay. Well, would you say rune crafting is a buyable skill? Because you can buy the pure essence. Rune crafting would be considered buyable, right? And I don't think that's incredibly balanced to the point that whales have a huge advantage. Construction is a gold thing, I know. But my point is, just because the skill is buyable doesn't mean that a whale is going to have the advantage. Because rune crafting, I think, is a good example of a buyable skill that requires time still. Training skills in this game is not fun. No, of course not. Crafting is buyable. Thieving is not buyable. I know cooking is, yes. So I think there's some instances in this game where, like, is Hunter technically buyable if you just do burnt houses? That's kind of clutching at straws, though. Farming's buyable, but it takes a while to do. Cool buyable. I would call buyable rune crafting more like paying runners. But yes, it's buyable. I guess you could pay runners, but I would say it's buyable, yes. If they come out with a new skill, I hope it's another gold thing. Let's all take a step back. Okay. Let's all start from the beginning here. I think a buyable skill is okay, provided it's balanced to the point that it is... If you could just buy your way to it, I think it shouldn't be as fucking brute forceable as construction. And what was the other option you said? You don't want something like agility or mining, no, because people will just hate it almost instantly. Like, you need it to be like a late game agility pretty early on, I'd say. And what was the other option? Let me go back and...
hundreds of hours to get 99, like for instance agility or mining. And most importantly, you don't want a buyable skill, because that will mean whales.
Sorry guys.
Things is gonna happen as a result. We're gonna end up with a skill that is impossible to implement in its current form, or we're not gonna agree on one choice, which leaves majority of the players upset. So you don't want a minigame style skill like sailing.
No, you don't. You don't want a minigame skill like sailing, because that, I think, is for the most part just wasted potential, and it feels like it's just going to be. If you wanted sailing to be in the game as a skill, you would have to make raiding like somewhat like a skill. Like, you may as well make raiding a skill, which then gives you dungeoneering, right? Or just raiding in general. Because how can you have something like sailing, which is meant to be so big and diverse and has so much content involved in it, that it's then got to compete with raiding, which is essentially some of the best content in the game. Sailing has no point when people tell you about it. That's also a valuable point. Why would I want to sail when I can just teleport? I must go and have maxed account. Don't want a new skill. If raiders, PVMers hate skilling, then what the fuck are we doing here? Why add a new skill? Well, it also depends on, like, it can open up a lot of opportunity for the game. And I think, regardless, I think the discussion for a new skill is not a bad discussion to have. I think it's always good to at least talk about it and see what the community feels. And I think currently it's being handled very well in terms of the community's shown interest in wanting a new skill. So now we're going to see what Jagex pitches us. And depending on what Jagex suggests we could have for a new skill, we'll then determine whether some people that might be on the fence but said yes anyway, they might want to say no. They might like the idea and say yes. I think there's some good ideas out there that I've seen. Sailing is not one of them. This will take so long since we're so divided. So it's going to be the same with fucking everything, man. Raids would take so long because we're so divided if they polled raids like this. Instead, they take raids upon themselves and give us a raid, because otherwise we would still be waiting on Theatre of Blood today. I'd rather see useless, boring skills like fire making or cooking get more reworks before tossing a new skill top of the crap one. See, I think that's a cop-out comment, to be honest, Seabiscuit. I think that's a cop-out comment, because for like skills are getting reworked all the time, because they're literally doing forestry right now while talking about a new skill. So how can you say you'd rather see boring skills being reworked when they're literally giving us forestry while also talking about a new skill? That they're doing that. It's happening right now. So that's what you're getting. There's a forestry poll right now. And we just had Guardians of the Rift like early last year, about a year ago now. I'm sure they've got more working as well. We had Giants Foundry less than a year ago now. We're getting like 2 skill reworks a year. So I think that's kind of a baseless comment at the end of the day. There's so many more options available in the area for an area versus skill in a couple of years' time, and they could add other areas to sail to. Yes, but my point is, okay, so it's not that sailing is a overall bad idea or bad concept. It's just not a good skill. You can have sailing as a minigame or as a second part of the game or another concept to the game without making it a skill, and it will succeed greater. Just like raids isn't a skill. Raids are just another part of the game that you can do if you want a PVM, and you don't have to level up your raid level or your dungeoneering level to be able to enjoy raids. You can just go do them. Calling Giants Foundry as a rework is also a cop-out. I just did 3 days of Giants Foundry the other day. I don't think so. That shit is amazing compared to Blast Furnace. I was blown away by how good the experience at Giants Foundry is. It's pretty fucking busted. I honestly think it's good. I didn't think it was until I did it. Until I did like 89 to 93 smithing just the other day at Giants Foundry. It's fucking good value, for sure. The XP per bar is insane. It's incredibly bar efficient. Incredibly. Look at this here. Okay, I haven't added any bars to my bank. On my if you can see it in the top right, it might be hard behind the chat, but I'll read the numbers out to you. I'll move the chat for you. Okay, so on the right here, my banked smithing XP is I'm 300k away from having 99 banked in smithing. Okay, I haven't added any bars to my bank. Before that, before I started doing Giants Foundry, I was on 90 smithing and it was 95. So just going from 90 to 93 smithing through Giants Foundry, it is so efficient for bars. I'm almost 99 banked without adding any bars to my bank alone. Like the amount of XP per bar you get in there is fucking redonkulous. It is really smart. It's boring as shit, don't get me wrong, but it's pretty good AFK. It's way better than doing Blast Furnace. Incredibly better. We're getting the reworks. I mean, I'd just rather get to a point where most are happy with the established game before inventing stuff to add. Yeah, well, I think it's always handy to just look at the new skill. We're not going to get this skill for like over another 12, 18 months still, for sure. Ever accept the sponsorship from Jagex or any of its subsidiaries? No. I don't like doing sponsorships in my videos. I try to keep it to all streams. Make sure my videos only have adverts, that's it. 4 minutes for 10k XP, that's where I'm very good at. It's about 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes for 20k XP if you use Rune and Adamant bars. It's pretty disgusting.
Don't want another boring and tedious grind for hundreds of hours to get 99, like for instance agility or mining. And most importantly, you don't want a buyable skill, because that would mean whales would have advantage over sardines. Now, I'm sorry to say that, but we're gonna have at least one of those 3 options, no matter what. Either it's a buyable skill, it takes hundreds of hours to get 99, or it's a minigame style skill. No, I know.
Sounds literally like runecrafting. A buyable skill that takes hundreds of hours to get to 99 and is a minigame style skill if you include Guardians of the Rift. It's not bad. And this guy just got the Chaos Elemental pet. This is just a big flex video. So the point of a rework is to not make it more fun. I think it depends, because I would say it's personal preference at that point. Some people don't really enjoy Temporos. Some people think Temporos is really fun. At the end of the day, like I think it really depends on the rework. Because to be honest, Guardians of the Rift to me is not very fun. I get sick of Guardians of the Rift. Someone's calling me. They can wait. I think Guardians of the Rift was fun for the week it was released. Then it started to get really bad, and I was like, okay, this is kind of shit. So I think it depends on how the rework works. But Guardians of the Rift rework made rune crafting as a whole better because you get more runes and you get better value out of the skill. I don't know if it made the skill more fun. Definitely made it more bearable. And I think it definitely did help the skill a lot, because even just being able to have the bigger rune pouch and not have a delay between crafting your runes now to increase the XP per hour hasn't really changed the way you do ZMI, but it's made ZMI a better experience because you get an extra 30k XP an hour, but it's still just as shit as it was in terms of focus. We love the rework so far. I think every rework they've done is really good. What's up, No Aim? How you doing? My girlfriend put my earbuds through the wash just now. Well, you need a new girlfriend. Waka Flocka, what's up? This girl is a distraction from the downtime that happened near the announcement to create controversy throughout the community. Excuse me?
Been a Debbie Downer for the past 5 minutes, but trust me, I will try my best to see both sides of the coin, and I do have great fix for all of this at the end of this video that I think all of us should consider. So stick around.
It's a 3kc. He got the Void Waker Hill 2kc, then the Chaos Elemental Pet on 3kc. This guy's insane.
But now for the third and the final problem I've seen. What does this sound tell you?
Time to wake the fuck up.
Morning showers, insomnia, work, school, sadness. I mean, that has to be without a doubt the most hated sound in the history of the world, right? Well, compare that ringtone to the skilling method I'm doing right now. My first thoughts are carpal tunnel, slow, tedious,
but
yucky.
You're not, like, what about shooting stars? I mean, it's all of those things, but shooting stars are cool. I like shooting stars.
A big, big disappointment. I don't have an ending to this analogy. I just woke up a few hours ago and had to listen to that ringtone, so we're gonna suffer together. Whatever. Okay, you know how I said at the beginning that old school RuneScape is all about simplicity? Well, there is a downside to that as well. Most skills we have in the game currently have zero incentive to get them to 99. In fact, if you take out Elite Diaries, most skills can easily be stuffed at around 85 to 90 levels, and you're not gonna miss out on much content. That is a bad design. This is the anatomy of RuneScape skill that we...
Okay, what do we got here? Single most unlocks, sorry, 1. Single most unlocks of any level, yes. Trade volume in, what the fuck is this? This is what level? Give me some of that boy puss. Jesus.
You saved my life, thank you. This as well as a sub and like is the best I can do, King.
I appreciate it, thank you. Trade volume in the millions for 7. I don't know what that means. Like level 22, just lamp to this level. Okay, I see. At level 25, unlock you use every day. Okay, maybe I don't see the fast XP to 99 is unlocked here. Is this the main concept for most skills? Let me just... Sorry, maybe I should listen to what he said.
Elite Diaries, most skills can easily be stuffed at around 85 to 90 levels, and you're not gonna miss out on much content. That is a bad design. This is the anatomy of RuneScape skill that we currently have. Now, if you want to pause and look at this longer, feel free to do that. But my point is, it all follows the same...
So this is where most skills end up being. Level 1 being the single most unlocks for any level. Actually, that's probably true. At level 1, you unlock pretty much the most content for any skill. Annoying easy quest requirements. Yeah, around 70, 72 is the hard annoying quest requirements. Yep. Elite Diaries. Unboostable requirements. Yep. Dead tier 40 content at level 98. Okay. Getting it fucking done. Like a chat. Mapping for 8 months. The start of mid-game content is around level 70. Okay, I guess this probably is pretty accurate for most skills, like the fastest method. But the fastest XP method at 99 is unlocked around here. I think this was unintended back in the day when they were making the skills before, like, tick manipulation was a design that people were taking advantage of. Like, 2-tick sword fishing for fishing wasn't something they were thinking about when they were like, let's do sharks, because sharks are more XP per fish. But I guess they probably weren't thinking about XP per hour so much as well. So I think as the player base has gotten smarter, the developers have gotten smarter too. But you can't really rework the entire fishing skill now based off of that. You just add Temperos and have XP scale based on how that works without breaking people that want to get sweaty with 2-tick. Dead content from a skill that didn't pass at 60. Like what? Can't really think of one on here. Maybe agility. The skill isn't useless. You unlock this at level 80. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I think this is pretty accurate for most skills. You could probably break down most skills to having this sort of build to it. It's pretty much. And I agree. I've tweeted at Modash before. I think construction is a pretty bare bone skill. It's a pretty sad skill because level 83 is all you need to do, and people just stop there and don't go anywhere with it.
Exact formula. You can apply this picture to almost any skill in Oldschool RuneScape and you would still be spot on. There is an item being traded in millions at level 10. You have the best training methods at around level 40 to 60. You have a nothing important past
level 85. What's up, Captain? How you doing, man?
I want you to really keep this picture in mind if you're gonna vote for the new skill. We don't want this, trust me. This is an extremely...
Well, this is up to the developers to make it not like this. And I think this can also, like, you could kind of break this away from most skills by having a new tier of diaries, which I think they have discussed, but with a new tier of diaries means they have to do a lot of, not a lot of reworking, just a lot of thinking about what they want to do, because some skills you've got to be level 93, 95 to be able to do the elite. So having a master tier diary is going to be a little bit difficult, but I think also pushing skills beyond level 99, for example, construction, you could have redwood planks, or you can have a fountain that you put imbued hearts in and divine potions in. So you drink from the fountain, you get 5 minutes of overhealed divine effects, including imbued heart, but you need level 105 construction for it. So you have to be 99 and then boost, or level 107 or something. So you have to be level 99, stew boost, and use a crystal sword to be able to make it, which means people, if they want that fountain, they have to not sit at 83 construction. They want to push to 99, which will then utilize the skill's entire level at least. Don't say no, you're a dickhead. You just want everything handed to you. Just little things like that, like agility. You could have an agility shortcut that's ridiculously broken. I don't know what or where, but there must be something somewhere we could really take advantage of. And you need level 100 agility for it. So you just have 99, throw your cape on. Or you got to be 93 and then you eat a pie or whatever, or 95 to eat a pie. Things like that. Like, you can push beyond level 99 and make it so you have to be boosted to be able to do it. That is something that can be utilized. Why not just rework the leveling of construction to fit the redwood planks, for example? That would be a rework, not adding a minigame like Guardians of the Rift. Well, I mean, they got mahogany homes, but I think rework the leveling of construction to fit redwood planks can definitely work. It just depends on, really, that just comes down to how they work on reworking it and leveling it. But you could also just push it past 99 at the same time. It would be dope. I just hated going for that after my fail. Oh, okay, no, I get you. No, you're all good. Putting things beyond level 99, that means that you have to boost to get them, I think is totally fine. I think it's a pretty niche idea, and it's something that can be utilized for like there could be potions. I mean, you have Herblore going all the way to 98, I believe. Potions all the way to 98. You could get potions that go to 104, and then you have to have a stew boost, or like a new boost that's a +5 to be able to make certain potions, which are, that could be where your overloads are. When they bring overloads to the game, make it past 99. So you have to be out of rate overloads. You have to boost past level 99 to be able to make them. Like, the opportunity is there. And I think for a potion like that, when Divine Super Combat's at 90, I think that's not a bad shout. Double Death Runes are at 99. What about Double Bloods at 104? So you want Double Bloods, you got to boost at the altar, and you can get Double Bloods from rune crafting. Little things like that. Those ideas are possible, and that'd be nice. I think it's more rewarding for max players too, right? Because a lot of skill capes are pretty shit, even if it's level 100. Because a lot of skill capes are bad, but if you make it level 100, then people might want to wear their skill capes when doing certain skills. Because like the range cape is like horseshit, right? I mean, no one's going to use that anyway. But like, I really can't think of a skill cape, because I can't think of one at the moment. That I don't even know what half of them do. But I mean, for example, like the rune crafting skill cape, you could wear that, and that way you have you're able to do double of whatever rune could sit in that little slot at level 100. You know, out of rate overloads would be so busted. They plan for it. They have plans for it. That's why they have the remedy from the Lily of the Sands from Tier A.
Sad and bad game design. Let's be honest, if we pull any of the current skills right now, they would all miserably fail. Try to explain agility for someone to vote yes.
See, I don't think, I know I keep pausing, I don't think the argument that if you pulled any of the current skills today, they wouldn't pass. I don't think that's an argument that, I don't think that's a very smart argument. I feel like people are saying that and it's just like, yeah, that's a good point. Fire making wouldn't pass today. The game wouldn't be what it is today without fire making. So, well, who gives a fuck? It's in the game. Fire making wouldn't pass today. RuneScape wouldn't be what it is without fire making. It's that simple. So why is this a discussion? Whether it would pass or not isn't the point. You wouldn't have the game wouldn't be the way it is today if we didn't have agility and thieving and cooking. They wouldn't pass today the way they are. Hell no, of course not. But the game was different back when the game was made. When the game first came out, it was a different time. And the game has been built around them, I think, quite fucking well.
So you run around a rooftop for 300 hours and voila, that's a 99.
Cedric,
also, we might add a minigame later on to fix the skill. Or fire making. You burn.
Give me some of that boy puss.
Yes, that's the entire skill. Please vote yes. Again,
that's how fire making works. You make fire.
And we might add a minigame later on to save the skill. My point is, if you want simplicity, it's not gonna have that big of an impact. If you want complexity, I promise you Jagex isn't gonna be able to 100% deliver on that. Now, you've seen I've told both sides of the coin. Too much complexity is bad, too simple also bad.
This man is using toadstool seeds on his birdhouses. Now, back in my day, that would be blasphemy. Back when they were worth some money, this man is using motherfucking toadstool seeds on his birdhouses.
Again, that's not my opinion. That's just what majority of players have said in the past few months. But how can we fix that? Well, let's try to find solutions to this, and please let me know down in the comments what your solutions might be. I read all of your comments, and as someone who does this for a living now, I would love to be able to absorb more information on this matter, so comment down below and let's discuss it together. Tell me how wrong I am right now. That would make my day. But here's my solution to this. I think the most important part for the new skill should be how, rather than what. Honestly, I'm probably gonna enjoy the heck out of any skill that we're gonna get. Whether it's sailing, innovation, communing, archaeology, barding, engineering, or 700 other ideas.
I liked engineering.
Someone wanted milking to be a new skill, which, you know, I don't blame you. We all have kinks. But for me, the most important part of all of these ideas is how they're gonna be implemented. I want a skill with immersive progression. That's it. I don't wanna feel like I'm working for it. I wanna actually enjoy it. I think if we wanna move forward, we have to leave the nostalgia part behind, which is about 20 skills right now.
I think that's something people really need to stop worrying about. I think I read a comment from someone earlier as well on my other screen. To be honest, I don't even want to rework. Keep the fucking game classic and let it be. I think that's I mean, that's you can keep the game classic. If we kept the game old school as it was in 2007, some people would really love that, you know. This video is a flex in the discussion. No, it's not. If you want the game to stay old school, stay 2007 classic the way it was back in the day, then that's totally fine. Your game is going to die, burn in a fire. Because if games don't progress, if games don't adapt, and if games don't get reworks or even just like updates, they stop becoming relevant. So I think the game is as healthy as it's ever been, and it just keeps getting healthier. So I think the whole nostalgia thing is a load of shit. There's private service, that boring shit. I agree. You're telling me that raids aren't making the game better? You're telling me that some of these new quests that are coming out aren't an improvement to the game? Fuck no. What would engineering be like? I'll have to go through it again one day and explain to you, but it did look really good. I only had a very quick look at it. But the main premise that I took away from it that I liked was having a little minion doing shit for me. I just like slavery, that's all. Inscription seemed pretty neat when I saw it on Reddit. Yeah, inscription seemed pretty good as well. If it stopped updating, it would die. Yep, it's true. I do think raids are making it a ton better though. Honestly, I want more raids than anything. Honestly, yeah, but I don't want them to pump out raids to the point that it like doesn't, that it's like not being done properly. Just got best in slot boot on the Iron Mulsip is nice work. Only people that think the game never should be updated haven't been happy since middle school. True. I think they should open up Cox and Tob like how TOA is. I really like the invocation system. No, I don't think so. If they did that with Cox, like people want to get rid of scouting in Cox. If you get rid of scouting, people will just run VTVs all day and smash purples. And then the amount of purples that come out of Cox will just increase dramatically. The speedrunners will absolutely milk the fuck out of it. Scouting sucks, but to be honest, that's the only thing keeping that raid's fucking value alive at the moment. And Tob's totally fine how it is. Tob is the fastest consistent raid to be able to do. And the most fun.
We have all the opportunities in the world to think quite literally anything we can add to make it better. So it seems like a waste to use this opportunity to make the same thing again. It's like looking at your own poop in the toilet and then waving it goodbye as you flush. We had a good ride between me and my dinner last night, but it's time for that to go now. My point to end off this shitty message is this. Don't set your expectations too high, but make sure you have the future of the game in mind when you vote for the new skill. Because at the end of March, Jagex is going to bring us 3 skill designs that have been fleshed out by the community. In fact, me and 40,000 other community members have completed a survey on what they want the new skill to be. Make sure when it comes time to vote, you understand what Jagex is capable of doing, but also if it's something you are willing to get 99 or stop.
I think it's important to keep in mind that it's not entirely about what you want. It shouldn't entirely be about you and what you personally think. You have to look at the negatives of what you want as well. You might be like, yeah, sailing. What are the cons? And the con, like being like, it might not pass. That's not a con. Okay. My fucking throat cancer's playing up. I'm sorry. But the fact that your fucking idea might not pass is not a con. You need to think about what is good for the game, what could be bad for the game. And you might like an idea, but there might be a better idea out there that you might not totally be on board with, but it might be a better idea long-term for the game. I just want to be able to find raids for Cogtops like I can TOA. Do you think TOA has ease of finding raids just because it's easier? What do you mean by finding raids? They all have an entrance. You can just walk in. Funny, the impact ESC still has on this day in players suck. Yeah, a lot of people are worried about ESC and the game becoming RuneScape 3. But people, anyone that says, if someone goes, they're turning it into RuneScape 3, they're going to do RuneScape 3 again, next thing you know, ESC will come out. As soon as someone says that to me, I just stop talking to them. I just stop reading their comments. I just don't, you completely are discredited. If you have any issues thinking that the game is going to become like RuneScape 3 or ESC, you're not a fucking smart person and you're just thinking about dumb shit you don't understand. I just stop, I have no need to fucking talk to you. You're an idiot. I borderline want to ban them just because fuck you.
At 85 and get burnt out. And I promise you, then the new skill is gonna suck much less. But that's it. Don't forget to vote your favorite new content creator this year because it really means a lot to all of us. But for now,
don't vote for me. I've already made that very clear. I don't want to. I pull out every year of the God Knowns because it wouldn't be fair. I would obviously win. So I think it's only fair we give the other content creators a chance. I don't need a God Known to validate my shit. So make sure you vote for someone who deserves it.
I love you all, and I'll see you in a few days with another video. Bye.
This motherfucker just died to the Phantom Muspar. What a noob. Overall, I think that's a great video. I like Priebus and a lot of his takes. I think he does a good job. We've seen quite a few of his videos now. So make sure you go by and show some support. Drop a sub if you liked it and give the video a like. I think he does a good job. And I think he's onto a lot of it. A lot of the shit he talks about, I think, is pretty accurate. I'm a big fan of his work. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge.